Knowing what's about to happen makes my chosen one sad. There is going to be a tragic event in your city, and I am unable to stop it. Yes, I am here to carry out my Father's will because it states that dangerous times are ahead. Humanity will experience hardships that rock its foundations, but I stand with you because I have witnessed the cries of the righteous and the suffering of those who maintain hope, even when everything around them seems to be falling apart. Though tragic, this incident will serve as a moment of awakening for many. I don't want to see my children suffer, but sin has sown its seeds in places that were once fertile with love and compassion, and human hearts have grown cold. I tell you this not to frighten you, but to prepare you. The Father permits such moments to bring the lost back to His embrace, to remind them that their refuge is not in this world, but in Him who is eternal. So you must be steadfast in your prayer. I have placed my Spirit within you, my chosen one, and through you many will see my glory. Your words will comfort the broken, your hands will heal the wounded, and your faith will ignite hope where despair has taken root. I see the tears you have shed in the quiet of your room, the prayers whispered in desperation. Do not think for a moment that they have gone unheard. Every word and every sigh have reached the throne of my Father, and His heart is moved by your faithfulness. Even in the midst of chaos, I am working out a bigger plan for you that will lead to restoration and redemption, even though you may not understand why certain things must happen. I must warn you, though, that there will be people who will doubt your faith during these times. They will ridicule and scoff, asking where your God is. Do not let their remarks bother you, though, because you remember even as I hung on the cross, I endured mockery and derision, but because salvation was made available to everyone through my sacrifice, so too will your perseverance through these hardships serve as evidence of my strength and love. Keep an eye out, for the enemy prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for something to eat, and he lives in the turmoil, spreading lies and causing strife among my people. But you, my dear, are marked by my blood, and since you are mine, the adversary cannot harm you. Truth is your breastplate, righteousness is your belt, and you are God's armor every day. Your shoes are the gospel of peace, your shield is faith, and your helmet is salvation. There are others like you who carry my light in the darkness. Seek them out, and together you will strengthen one another. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am in the midst of them. As this event unfolds, pay attention to the signs, and my word is your sword. With these, you will stand firm against the devil's schemes. I also want you to remember that you are not alone, even though the path ahead may seem lonely. Trust in my timing, even when it seems delayed, because my ways are higher than yours, and my thoughts are higher than yours. I will give you, and I will speak to you through dreams, the whispers of my Spirit. Do not write these off as random events. They are my way of guiding you and preparing you for what is to come. Additionally, at this time, there will be those who act out of fear and perplexity by becoming angry or withdrawing into silence. I implore you to show them the same compassion by showing them grace and forgiveness. As I continue to speak, I encourage you to listen with an open heart and a discerning spirit, because love softens hearts and transforms lives. My word speaks clearly of the end times, and if you look at the world with spiritual eyes, you will see the fulfillment of those prophecies unfolding before you. These are not just coincidences or random events. They are the signs of the times, the birth pangs that precede my return in the end times. It was said that many people would abandon their faith and turn against one another. If you look around, you will see how true this is. Many people's hearts have become cold in love. The very essence of my commandment is becoming rare. Families are split not only by circumstances but also by ideologies, beliefs, and the influence of the enemy, who seeks to destroy false teachers and prophets who deceive many with their alluring words and promises of material prosperity. My word warns of those who have a form of godliness but deny its power. They appeal to the desires of the flesh by offering what appears good but is devoid of truth. Be alert, my children, and test every spirit to see how they do this. They also twist my word to suit their own agendas, leading my sheep astray. These days, you will witness an increase in lawlessness and a disrespect for what is holy, as the world has normalized sin by calling evil good and good bad. If it is from me, then stand firm to what is true, and do not let men's beliefs influence you. What was once regarded as sacred is now derided, and what was once disgraceful is now cherished. A world that tries to define its own truth today views my laws, which were written for your benefit, as cumbersome or out of date. But I am the way, the truth, and the life, and my word will never change. Earth and heaven may die, but my word endures forever. This age has made the pursuit of pleasure its god. People prioritize wealth, power, and gratification over their devotion to me, trading eternal treasures for fleeting pleasures without understanding the emptiness that results. It was predicted that in the last days, people would be self-centered, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, and ungrateful. Slanderous, unforgiving, and unholy, without love, lacking self-control, being ruthless, treacherous, hasty, and more interested in pleasure than in God. As the globe groans under the weight of sin, natural disasters and tragedies are become more frequent. My children, do not become involved in these methods. You are intended to be a holy people dedicated to my purposes. These are not arbitrary natural occurrences, rather, they are indications that the earth is pleading for redemption and longing for the day when everything will be restored. These occurrences serve as a reminder that this world is not your home. Heaven is your citizenship, and you must. Focus on the eternal rather than the temporal. Technology has connected the world and made it possible for my message to reach every corner of the planet, but it has also become a tool for deception and distraction. Many people have become enslaved to their devices, their minds filled with transient and superficial things, and they have forgotten how to find me in the stillness or how to hear my voice over the din. Be careful how you use the resources available to you in this day and age. Let them help me, not pull you away from me. The nations are engulfed in a mood of terror, and anxiety has spread like a plague. Stone wars, pandemics, and economic instability are all things that were predicted. However, I assure you that these things are inevitable, but the end is not yet here. I have conquered the world, and you will find peace in me. Do not allow these signs to disturb you. Rather, allow them to instill in you a sense of urgency to get closer to me and spread the gospel to those who do not know me. As the enemy tries to skew my design, the spirit of confusion is also at work, causing people to become blind to the truth. What should be obvious has been obscured by lies and half-truths, identity, purpose, and morality. In these times, you will also witness a great shaking within my church as I separate the wheat from the chaff, the true followers from those who merely profess my name. Many will leave, but do not be discouraged. This is necessary to purify my bride and prepare her for my return. Stand firm in your faith, and be counted among the faithful. Do not grow weary in doing good, because your labor in the Lord is not in vain. I created each. I also want you to be aware of the emergence of a one-world system, which is something I have predicted will happen. Governments and leaders will try to consolidate power by promising peace and then security, but instead they will deliver oppression and control. The enemy will use this system to further his agenda, tricking many people into worshiping him. However, you, my children, must remain strong and not give in to the pressures of this world. You must have faith that I will provide for your needs and protect you from the enemy's schemes. The mark of the beast mentioned in Revelation is not a far-off idea. It is a reality that is drawing near. Be alert and pray because the enemy will disguise. It may seem like a good thing, something you need to survive, but keep in mind that nothing on earth is worth the price of your soul. I am your provider, and I will see you through every hardship. Even as darkness grows, my light will shine stronger, and I am fulfilling my promise to pour forth my spirit on all flesh. Old men will have dreams, young men will see visions, and sons and daughters will prophesy. Those who humble themselves and seek my face will experience my splendor in ways they never could have imagined. Revival is coming, but it will come through fire and refinement. The modern world, with all its advancements, is similar to Noah's time, when many people ate, drank, married, and gave birth without realizing the imminence of the judgment. As it is now, the warning signs are everywhere, but few are paying attention. My children, do not be like them. Stay awake and vigilant, because you do not know the hour of my return. I will use the weak and the despised to confuse the wise and the powerful, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. My reward will come soon, but I am patient and want everyone to turn from their sins. Make the most of this time, share my love with the lost, help the poor and the brokenhearted, and live as ambassadors of my kingdom. The harvest is abundant, but there aren't many workers. Will you answer my call? Prepare yourself, my children. Don't be caught unprepared like the foolish virgins who didn't have oil in their lamps. Instead, keep your lamps burning with the oil of my spirit. Study my word diligently, and continue to support one another in the Christian fellowship as the day of my return approaches. I leave you with this promise. Even though the days ahead may be challenging, I will always be by your side, even as you age. Hold fast to your faith, because the difficulties you are currently facing pale in comparison to the glory that will be revealed in you. The end is not the end, but the beginning of eternal life with me. So stay faithful, my children, because I am faithful. Do not undervalue the power of intercession. Stand in the gap for your city, your neighbors, for the lost, and for the hurting. Pray without ceasing, because the prayers of the righteous are strong and effective. You are my beloved, and I am coming to take you to be with me where I am until that day. I am preparing a place for you where there will be no more tears, sorrow, or pain until that day. Hold on to my promises because they are certain and unwavering. Just as I pray for you at the right hand of the Father. Let your prayers rise as incense before my throne, and know that I am moving in response to your faith. Remember, my chosen one, that even in the darkest of nights, dawn will come. The pain of this moment is temporary, but the joy that awaits is eternal. You are stronger than you realize, even though the weight of this message may seem overwhelming. I have given you all you need to persevere and thrive. Don't rely solely on your own understanding, but acknowledge me in every way, and I will guide your path. When you feel weak, remember that your weakness makes my strength perfect. And when you feel alone, remember that I will never abandon you. As you move forward, keep in mind this promise. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Let this truth be your anchor in the storm, your light in the darkness, your hope in despair. You are my beloved, and I take delight in you, despite your imperfections. My grace is sufficient, so don't be afraid to step out in faith, to speak my truth, and share my love. The world needs what I have placed within you. You are more than just a witness to these occurrences. You are my hands and feet, my voice to a world in need, and you should never grow weary of doing good deeds, because you will reap a harvest in due season if you do not give up. My selected, hold firm to your faith. I will be there soon, and you will receive your reward. Until then, let your life serve as a monument to my love and glory. You are mine, and I will always be yours. Thank you so much for supporting our channel. If you agree with this video, type Amen. If you love God and you believe in Him, please share this video.